Welcome to Ancient Light Insights, Expanding Consciousness Podcast 2023. Greetings, world! Happy spring equinox. Happy New Year 2023. We are in the new earth officially. Also, in the New World Order, if you're living deeply in the Matrix. And here we are with Brandon, aka Stardust, and Xyla JacQuel, hitting it off again with our brand new podcast, continuation of the old before COVID, BC, now AC. Expanding consciousness, more powerful and more insightful than ever. Ashe. And today we're going to talk a little bit about what it is to live in this new earth, this new evolved Aquarian age of new technology, of things changing completely, recreating oneself, and how to start this new you. This is an opportunity for us to start to recreate, to live our own selves. I hope that we have cut the cords of the old ancestral past, old belief systems from the past. We're done with all that. This is a time now that we are working in quantum physics and epigenetics and recreating ourselves. We have the power to manifest and to create our own reality, to choose our own path that we want to live by. And so this is Aries season, and the sign Aries, it's all about the self. It's all about being independent and being able to pay your own bills. You have your own job, not depending on anyone. And this is not to talk about selfishness, it's not, but that self-empowerment and being able to coexist with others in harmony starts from the self. To develop a relationship with oneself first and foremost, that we have been healing, that we know our triggers, that we know our weak points, and rather than suppress them and denying them and projecting it upon others, that we're able to be authentic with oneself and say, hey, yes, I have things that I'm working on. No shame, and I'm continue to work on them more and more, because once we work with our own selves and we have peace within ourselves, we have self-love, we understand who we are here and what we're here to do, then we can develop beautiful relationships with others around us. And I am going to pass it on.
Yes, it is all about the mastery and love of self. Because if you're pouring from an empty cup, how else do you expect to serve? And we're here to serve each other. We're here to serve others, right? But there is a balance. You have to serve yourself first without taking from others in order to have the balance of serving self and others without harming yourself or putting yourself in danger or harm's way, without you giving too much of your power away, you know? So this season, like you said, Aries season is all about the fire, the flame of self. You know, you're taking back that power and you're standing in it firm, you're shining brightly, and you're burning away what does not serve you anymore. That's the fire sign right there. So I just want to add that in there. And it's looking bright this year, guys. Everything's changing for the better. It may look crazy on the outside, but go within. Focus on that self-knowledge, that self-wisdom that is coming directly from the source, and trust.
I love that. I love the flame of the fire within. This is so relevant to spring equinox, to a brand new year, because we all know by now that the new year really begins during spring. Yes, we celebrated on the 31st of December, but in reality, we know that when the earth awakens is when there's a new year, actually. So spring represents the new year. And in the four directions, it represents the east, which is the rising sun, the new beginnings, the fire element. It represents the fire element. And I love that you said that, because in this direction, we do the prayer of gratitude. grateful to being alive, to having that flame in your solar plexus that makes you a vivacious, a living being, how important it is to be grateful to that and to start with that fire. I just love that you also said that not to take power from other people. You mentioned something like that. I really love that, because that's why we have to do the self-discovery. It's like we're almost being born all over again, a new you, a new persona. We're shedding that old skin of the past, of who we were when we were living by old belief systems from our family and old programming that just don't work. The veil's been lifted. There's a lot of truth that has been revealed, and there's more to come. There is so much more truth to come. And I know that a lot of us, we're very caught up in old belief system and saying, this is no way, it's impossible. And now we've been smacked by a lot of realities that we thought were conspiracy theories. Well, it's true. And there's a lot more to come. So hold on and be ready, because receptivity and being open will allow you to really understand, and overstand life, the universe as a whole, how it operates, as above, so below, as within, so without.
Yes, bringing it back to people taking from others, right? And working on that inner power, that inner guidance, understanding, and overstanding of all. I don't want to deter anybody from this, but this is going to take practice, okay? And this is dedication. This is what we call self-love, okay? You're dedicating this practice in order to develop that inner knowing, that inner knowledge that you already have access to. And like she said, with the conditionings from our friends and family, we were never taught this growing up. And now that we're finally waking up to there's more than what we've ever known, now we can break down all the societal conditionings that have been ingrained into our patterning, because that's what we are. We're pattern forward beings. We survive off of patterns. We repeat a pattern to say to eat food. We'll repeat a pattern to eat food a certain amount of times a day. Let's say we have a structured breakfast, lunch, dinner plan. We always go by that pattern. Same with everything else. We go by patterns in our jobs, in our relationships, with ourselves. Everything is a pattern. So when you learn that everything is that type of energy, that type of pattern that we're creating every day through our mind and subconscious, then we become more aware. We start doing the work, and we start getting rid of things that don't serve us anymore. We start healing things that have been hurt by those 3D realities. And we start transforming and transmuting into a higher vibrational being on this planet, therefore affecting all those around us. So, like we were saying, it starts with self, because once you do, you affect everything else around you, especially this world.
Wow, that is very powerful for sure. Yeah, because we are like an echo of energy. Like we all are interconnected. It's like this web of energy. The energy that we project passes on, and the people that we surround ourselves with also passes on. There's like this kind of like energy exchange. And when we open too much and we have no boundaries, anything can be passed back and forth. And right now in this moment, what I'm working on is independence, particularly because one lesson that I've learned is, and I know that a lot of us are going through things like this, how disempowering it feels when we have to depend on others, whether it is to pay your bills, whether it is to drive to the store to do an errand because maybe you don't have a vehicle at this time. Just depending on others to be able to live is very disempowering. And there's times when we are surrounded by the wrong people in our life that just take advantage of that and kind of like manipulate us just to continue to depending on us, and codependency can grow out of that. So I feel like in this new year, in this new era that we're living in, and this specifically during the spring season right now, a new year, we should focus on building the self and building independence, not in a selfish way, in a healthy selfish way, because we come before anyone else. We cannot love anyone unless we love ourselves. We cannot offer a healthy relationship to people if we don't even have a healthy relationship within our own self. So the importance to start working on just being independent, being able to tap into those gifts that we have and make it a career, make it a business somehow, even if we have to team up with others, because we are creatures like the birds and the canines. We do require community, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm not saying let's not do community. Yes, but let's work on ourselves first so that we can build good communities and we can attract others that are working on themselves too, that you don't have to depend on others to pay a bill, to drive something. And if you need a ride or you need a friend, you know who you can count on. But how powerful it is to be able to not need anyone in your life when you need to do your things. You're not in need anymore. People come to you and help you out because they want to, because they're available. And it's just a beautiful thing when we don't have to depend on others, because there's times where we're coexisting or living with other people or people around us that we depend on, and they treat us really bad. They don't treat us the best. They don't appreciate how we are. But what will we do? Would we put up with that if we are able to sustain ourselves and not need them? Because sometimes we put up with other people just simply because they're helping us, but they're helping us in a manipulative way. So looking within ourselves and working on recreating ourselves, like finding, this is who I want to be. This is who I feel in my core that I'm here to do. My gifts, I'm going to recreate myself. I'm going to build boundaries around it that are strong, that are healthy. I'm going to be a better listener, have compassion to people when we have relationships with others, really tune in and listening to others and being interested in who they are as a person so that we can better understand them. That cultivates a very healthy self.
Oh my God, I love that. That was beautiful. She's completely right about everything about independence, because without that, you're powerless. You know, if you're depending on others for every single thing, like right now, society depends on their governments when their governments can't do everything for them. And we're giving our powers away to all these policies, these laws, these companies that are into the politics, and they're trying to help us with technology, and we're depending on that over our organic technology. You got to wake up to the truth. And the truth is, it all starts here.
That's very important now, because I feel like the world is seeing this now. This veil's been opening with the whole government thing. We're noticing that we've been activating our consciousness with the new Christ consciousness. When people say that Christ is coming, well, yeah, this is the time where Christ is coming. He had just already come and arrived, not in a literal physical form to save our lives, but in an activation of consciousness. So if we opened up ourselves to that, we received the Christ within. And we've noticed that throughout all the centuries in the past, the government and rulers of this world has been dysfunctional running their show because we haven't restored peace. There's been a lot of war, and we should not be living in war. There's been a lot of domination. We're now getting to see that it's a manipulative government. It's all about control, controlling the mass, and we're learning to independent ourselves using the organic technology. I love that you said that, because the medicines of the earth are in the earth. We're starting to notice that we don't need those chemical drugs to heal ourselves. People are meditating more, doing more yoga, really finding themselves, being more entrepreneurs. This is a time of entrepreneurship, becoming your own guru, becoming your own master within, and your own self, basically. Like, who are we? What are we doing to better this society? Are we doing something that is contributing to the betterment of this world? Because we are all here independently with a dharma and a destiny to do something. Are we wasting space, or are we utilizing the space that we are occupying for leaving a legacy behind?
Wow, such powerful insights right there. I love that. Thank you so much. With that, I want to say, where are you giving up your independence in your life? These are questions you need to start asking yourself. Where are you giving up your independence? Where are you depending on others in your life, where you need to start depending on yourself again? The role of the people pleaser, I've been one, so I know. And the role of the people pleaser is to give, because it's in survival mode, thinking that it has to give itself in order for its surroundings and the beings surrounding it to be in perfect harmony and peace so that it can survive and be okay. If the situation or the environment around that people pleaser is not to their benefits or the way they perceive their benefits, they will go out of their way to give everything over to that situation or environment to make it right for them. That is doing such detrimental harm to that person. And right now, the world is in a people pleasing mode. We're in a people pleasing mode because we're trying to please others to make our own environments safe and without feeling safe within ourselves. So we're putting ourselves out of our bodies, out of our realities, out of our minds in order to please somebody else externally that's not even going to give us the time of day. They're not us. They're not our soul. I mean, they are on that quantum sense. We are all the same, but that individual imprint of the human that you manifested as, JacQuel or Stardust, that is your imprint, your frequency, your vibration. And anything else outside of you is a distortion of that. So you need to own your true vibration, your true frequency in order to see through that distortion and be able to move through it with power, with love and with knowledge.
I love that because I've been a victim of people pleasing. And I relate it to the concept of being nice, which I think is a horrible word. And people say that they want to be nice. We don't want to be nice. Nice is like, it's very passive. It's like not being your authentic self. It's like trying to please everybody else but yourself. We want to be kind. That is a very different word. Kind and compassionate. I have a lot of friends of mine that tell me, you're so nice. You're so nice. I'm like, no, don't call me nice. I'm not nice. I can put boundaries and call you out on something if I need to, which then you would say that I'm not nice, but I am a kind person. I am kind and I am compassionate. But before we start people pleasing, just to be accepted, empowering oneself as a person, how do you want to be? How do you want to be seen? And not giving three, I don't want to swear it all so quick, but basically not giving any fucks on what people think of you, like trying to always please something. Please yourself first and foremost. That's the person that you need to please, is yourself. And when you please your own self around your boundaries, around your beliefs, your personal beliefs, and around your own morals, and stay in integrity with yourself, then you will attract every single person that appreciates and loves you for who you are. There won't be any need for trying to please anybody. You don't need to please people. You just need to love people and make them feel amazing when it's reciprocal. It's an energy exchange in love. So find yourself, are you pleasing people and they're not giving it back to you? Then it's energy drainage. And we live in a world of energy exchange. So giving and receiving. The power of this concept goes with money as well, not to be so stingy and uptight with money. Being able to be generous with money, knowing when you can give it, when you can gift, and being grateful to it. Thank you. As the author Ken Honda says in the book Happy Money, I've been practicing that. Thank you, happy money. Come back to me. Like, let it go. Same with people, letting people be and go, and just being your own authentic self would attract you, your true tribe.
I resonate wholeheartedly with that. I want to add on to the gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations in the cosmos, along with love. Love, peace, gratitude, enlightenment. You have self-love and gratitude, it's over, man. It's over. You win. You have to keep practicing gratitude for the little things in life. Everything that you have, being awake, being able to breathe, being able to eat, being able to style your hair, being able to wear clothes. Literally, you are abundant in every facet of your life. You just are asleep to it because you're stuck wanting more, because you think that you need more, but you don't. The universe has your back, man. You came here with a family, friends, cars, jobs, whatever, all this stuff, tools and levels of elevation that you choose to go on when you are ready to elevate. You have the power within. This is what this podcast is here for. We're here to remind you that you are it. And don't stop.
Yes, gratitude. What you just said right now, it's the key to happiness, success, all the above. Gratitude, gratefulness. When we are in that state of gratitude, like genuinely, abundance just come, just blessings just come. It just naturally come. I've been very turned on to Joe Dispenza and how he talks about gratitude, how being in that state, everything will flow. And I've adopted this so much in my life right now, especially because when COVID hit, I just didn't want to work. And I was like, this is my time to really take off and come back to myself. I took that whole time off, which was very needed. And then all of a sudden I felt myself like kind of stuck and getting back into that money flow. And now that I'm back into that money flow, I feel so grateful. The concept of you never know what you have until you lose it type of thing, just not having that flow going made me realize, oh my God, don't take that for granted. And now I'm like being so grateful. I'm religiously, before I get out of bed, I wake up and open my eyes. The first thing I always say is, oh, grand rising, to spirit, to the ancestors, to Father, Mother, God, my angels. And I say, thank you, because I'm alive. I'm open my eyes and I can see and I feel rested in my body. Thank you for this bed and this comforter and the roof over my head and the power to keep me warm in these cold nights and everything that I have in my life. And I just start the day in gratefulness immediately. I'm like, thank you, God, for this amazing day, for all that I have. This day will be amazing. And I'm always like saying how my day is going to go. And also being realistic that we do live in a world that challenges come, tower moments come. So we can never be in la la land and discard that. So I always say, I am grateful. I am compassionate. I am whole and complete on my own. I pay my own bills. I make my own money. I have my own work, and I am grateful to that. But I embrace company. I embrace love. I embrace friends and opportunities. And I also say I am strong. I am resilient. I am ready to conquer any obstacle. So it's important to also prepare oneself for if we do have a bad day. What would happen? That we're not like all positive, everything's gonna go perfect, pink elephants and everything, and then something happens and we just fall into pieces. Like, no, like I am strong, I am courageous in the face of adversity. So gratitude is number one. And that's why when I open up the 4 corners and the 4 directions, that we start with the east, which is the first one, to me, that is the prayer of gratitude. So thank you so much for bringing that one up.
Gratitude for you for receiving the message and giving your own messages. And gratitude for all you people watching here now for receiving our message and for continuing to support this message and the expanding consciousness of the collective.
Yes, and thank you so much for your beautiful presence. And everyone out there watching this, you're still watching this, it means you are waking up, you are ascending, you are activating your consciousness, you are slowly evolving and changing, you're being receptive, and we appreciate you guys so very much. And this is just the beginning of our new renewed podcast. We've been doing it since when? Last year, the entire year, or when?
I want to say almost the entire year. We almost went
2021 and 2022, maybe.
Yeah.
And this is a new renewed, because we're now living in this new earth. So if you are digging this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you support us. I will be leaving a link on Stardust information and media channels and everything, as well as mine. So stay tuned. If you want a topic, anything that you would like for us to get into, leave us a comment on what you want to talk about. We will be planning on doing lives with Q&As at some point. So So stay tuned to that. We will be talking about so many different things, topics of life, of consciousness, of spirituality, so forth and so on. So I want to let Stardust close this with another insight on independence, on starting a new life in this new world that we're living in this new era and this new earth, and what it is to be what you want to be without caring what anyone else thinks, but without being arrogant and rude either. It's maintaining that beautiful balance between empowerment and compassion.
Ashe to that. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you so much, Xyla. And let me finish off by saying that this stuff can be confusing at first. If you're first starting off to waking up, realizing your own patterns, your own discrepancies within. But I tell you now to empower yourself with self-love. And I know we've talked about this before in our past podcasts. It starts there, because without that, like we've said in this podcast here, you're not able to move forward. Give yourself a little more grace. You're going to have some mistakes. You're going to have some bumps and bruises along the way. That's just what being human is. But forgive yourself, have grace, and forgive others, and know that there's always going to be a brighter tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you so much. We're going to leave this at that. Just to let you guys, we just wanted to come back in and say Happy New Year 2023 to everyone. Happy New Earth. Happy Spring Equinox. We're very excited to this new time in life. We're very excited to be back at our podcast, expanding consciousness and be able to pass on these beautiful insights. We're also open to collaborating and bringing people into our podcast to chat with us about your topic of expertise. So if you want to join our podcast and talk with us and share your own insights, leave us a comment. You can email us at ancientlightinsights@gmail.com. And with that, we will be seeing you very soon. Stay tuned, because we're not going anywhere. The best is yet to come.